So now I am going to turn the mic over to Akua Lezli Hope. Akua, a Grandmaster of Fantastic Poetry, is a multi-award winning creator, wisdom seeker, and paraplegic in print since 1974 with 500 plus poems published. Her honors include the NEA, NIFA, and NISCA, Ignite, Elgin, and Reisling Awards. She edited Nam Bono, the first anthology of BIPOC speculative poetry. Her new collection is Telepath from Gnashing Teeth Publishing. And you guys, if I have your websites, I will put them in the chat, or you could put them in the chat. So now here is Akua.
Thank you so much, Robin, and Spring Rights for hosting us. I'm speaking to you from the ancestral land of the Onondaga, also known as the Seneca, keepers of the Western Door in the Southern Finger Lakes region of New York State. I pay homage to the Seneca, past, present, and future, as I do to my own ancestors by whose grace I exist and am sustained. Thank you all for joining us for this Juneteenth celebration. Juneteenth is the day that enslaved people in Galveston, Texas were finally told that they were free 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. So they learned June 19th, 1865, and this is after January 1st, 1863. So I always see this celebration as both an affirmation, but there are so many lessons right there in that. Let me share this. Why did it take 2.5 years, one may wonder? I did. So the surrender of General Lee in April of 1865 and the arrival of General Granger's regiment, the forces were finally strong enough to influence and overcome the resistance. Later attempts to explain this 2.5 year delay in the receipt of this important news have several versions that have been passed down through the years. There was a messenger who was murdered on his way to Texas with the news of freedom. Another version is that the news was deliberately withheld by the enslavers to maintain the labor force on the plantations. And still another is that federal troops actually waited for slave owners to reap the benefits of one last cotton harvest before going to Texas to enforce the Emancipation Proclamation. This reading features Black poets whose work explores the Black fantastic and speculative realms as they share poetry engaging the intersections of the many possible realms in African American freedom struggles, freedom accomplishments, this fraught and joyous space that we inhabit. Our first reader is Owolabe Aboyade. Owolabe Aboyade is a multi-dimensional essayist, poet, critic, hip-hop artist, Detroiter, proud Detroiter, because he made me amend something where I just said, Detroit, he said. His work has been anthologized in Nam Bono, woo-hoo, that's how I met him, A Body You Can Talk To, and recognized by the Odd Contest and the Science Fiction and Fantasy Poetry Association. He is text editor of All Society Press. His work has been supported by Tin House and Bona. He holds an MFA from Pacific University. Young Lee. is his first poetry chapbook. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Akua. Thank you, Spring Rights, for hosting me, for having, thank you for this invitation for all of us, which is a great honor. I'm reading now from Wawayatanong along the Great Lakes, reading into the past, the present, and the future with my ancestors and my descendants here in this moment. The first one is what we thought about the future. Every so often, my father mutters, "We thought we'd have flying cars by now." When I was 6, I'd look up to him and ask, "Daddy, what's a car?" At 7, I would slowly rub my fingers against his charcoal hard hands. Where would they fly with all the aliens up there? Age 9, something like, think they could fly up to heaven where Mommy and Barry and Sister Hillary live? At 11, I'd sit my father straight, comb his thinning hair, ask him, was the sky as gray and smelly as it is now? How would they see where they were going? When I was 12, I thought you did have flying cars. Weren't they called aerocopters? Jake told me how his dad would fly an aerocopter to fight the aliens. He was shot down by a squad of Texans. Having survived to 15, I was a sarcastic ass. Yeah, Dad. And when I was younger, humans actually played outside. My patience wore during the bad years. Yeah, Dad, flying cars. Just watch the rat soup while I check the lookout. Or, Dad, keep it down, damn it. I just saw a pair of boots up above. You know, Texans patrolling. Every so often, my father mutters, we thought we'd have flying cars by now. Now I say out loud, come on, Pops, sit next to me. Let's go flying. And now, hey, hey, thanks for visiting, old man. Tell Mom and everybody I say hi. If I don't come across another rat tonight, I'll probably just tell him myself. This next one is my origin story. Here we see the pop culture archetype of the physically frail man with great mental powers. In this one, I pull together my life with the X-Men's Professor X and M. Night Shyamalan's Mr. Glass into this one. Origin story. My ancestral math happened after the repast. A splash of noise flashed from the asteroid crash. Path was on the Ave, niggas Noah's liver noise. Had to grow fast, the mental noise niggas throwing with they sad and broke asses. Stigma of the little boys. Couldn't grow as ghetto roses. Had a mad Detroit dad, nigga labs of just vicious jabs. Hit with bats, wished he had aristocrats in his terrain instead of Mississippi maps. Picking rows in little shacks. Disturbed souls with burnt goals, never told who lit the match or poured the gas on different Africans. Survived 50 massacres, backwards generations, trauma chatter, whisper patterns, cracker slip me medications, attach syllable labels, then they laugh at Mr. Glass. It's a trap, a frickin' trap! My lips are stapled. Recognize different ratios. Kamanis to Horatios. Turn Oyas into Bridgets. Put Sawatus into cages. This prison house of nations. My body hold the pain. Throats host to holy ghosts. Lymph is widowed, brittle, vacant. Kidneys ache from lynchings ancient. In the stiffness of my spine from whippings way before my time. If you view what lie in my mutant eye, you shoot your eyes and chew your retina. If I took the time to truth describe, you plug electrical chairs. I sit by the window naked, watching stars turn into spaceships. Is this lyric my mutation? Am I just your mental patient? They call me Mr. Grass. They call me Mr. Glass. They call me Mr. Glass, fracture crash, broke professor, lying on a stretcher naked as they laughing. They done messed up. Call me Mr. Glass, eyes bulging like these nuts, metaphysical genius descends once in an eon. Call me Mr. Glass. is the return. And I'm putting in the chat a link to that piece, which is done with music. Thank you very much for listening. And Akua referenced this. She edited Nombono, Speculative Poetry by BIPOC Poets. So I met her 5 years ago through this poem. And I stand in the light that she has generated. I'm always honored when she makes the call across the lake to Detroit. And I continue to stand in the light that she shines. Angry Cloud. Did you know that clouds live so far from home and safety that the faces of the humans blur and wander on the earth? As a child, I stared up between molecules, oxygen twitching, especially stark evenings, splayed out breathing, silently after beatings, like the time my legs forgot to take the weekend's trash out back or to rinse the plates again. My friends below, they called me weird because I melted before their very eyes. Kinetic formations fold water like my legs held welts, memories dancing under belts of different thickness, flashing, floating, floating to horizons. In Mississippi, angry clouds poured sudden snows, which splashed electric systems. Life, support was shattered right before the summer announced itself. As they scrambled for their jackets, coats, and the sweaters, then we melted, and the water soaked into the bloody soil and ran away. And in that moment, in those moments, angry clouds grew sparkling darker, and a black boy, slowly dancing, frantic, quiet, breath as fragile glass, he closed his cloudy eyes and disappeared. This one right here was one of my first ever science fiction poems. Um, for this one, Mama Akua got me going into the archives. My archives are just a fraction of hers and others, but I still got them. Still got them. So this was one of my first science fiction poems. It dives deep into the subject of health, and it's called Stone Soup Bones. I've tasted the soup, cauldrons of flesh and stinking, darkness, bubbled, swirled, swallowing light, a tiny knot like a pebble. I sang to that stone, and it snarls or starts, struts, shakes, or splatters, depending. The people stood, stretched limbs, often ripped out plastic tubing, metal shunts. On a good day, I'd empty out an entire hospital floor, watch limps turn to strides, moans become song, physicians evolve to police screaming, sick people become energy. My hands once more inside shaking, clapping, fighting, blackness, wrapped around prison bars like trembling bones I peek through. And thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. I love thinking about liberation in the context of the body, of health, in the context of the care that we need, and I guess liberation from a system and a place that gives us so little of what we need, in order to be alive and to stay alive. Um, and also in terms of place, I have a whole bunch of poems. I should write some more. This series called Detroit Dream World. And now in this piece, definitely Detroit has influenced, as Mama Akua has said, my vision of poetry and my vision of liberation. Shout out to the great ancestor Ron Allen and also to David Blair, uh, my homie who has preceded me. So here's Detroit Dream World, my last poem of the evening um, for this Juneteenth celebration. Detroit Dream World. When my hands are trembling and my poetry unmoored, when my runaway thoughts pass too quick for mine to catch them, can you blame them? They are looking for freedom in this land of melted honey. When my heart skips beats, swings cardiac sideways out of time like Dilla Donut instrumentals, when my hair grays, 10 shades lighter, as I stand beneath the glory, the presence of magnificent elders, when the nurses deliver solutions and doctors pass out diagnoses like traumatized Africans to disability checks. I'm just halfway there, my 80th year, my crown and kingdom, the pouring forth of bounty, the magnificent soil, the family arrived when I was 2. We may have lost our traditional drawl, but between our roots, among our roots, underneath these roots, who will eulogize me proper and anoint my head with oils? Who will throw dirt on my body? Who will know my middle name? Who will drum for my descendants? Who will sing me at their altars? Let me spark their new mutation. Who will plant me at the river? Who will watch my elevation as I soar past the horizon? Who will be a true Wakanda? Who will hold this love forever? Who will journey to the city at the end of our forever and enjoy all of its darkness that we won't survive completely? Who will meet me at this city, which is brilliant in its blackness and unyielding like the river, like our aging and our hearts? Thank y'all so much. I look forward to hearing everybody else and continuing to build with y'all. I'm Owolabe, and I am out the door.
Mm, 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 mm. Praises, praises, praises. Thank you so much. Oh, my heart. The song of you. The song is you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I won't say more because we got so much more to hear and so many more folks to hear from. And our next person is dear to me, a path breaker, a way maker, a mentor for many, an exemplar. Linda D. Addison is the author of 5 award-winning collections and recipient of the Horror Writers Association Lifetime Achievement Award. She is also the first Black Science Fiction and Fantasy Association Grandmaster of Fantastic Poetry. She's an incredible creator. She just won another award for a collection that she did. We can talk about her accomplishments for a day and a day, but I'm anxious to hear her incredible creations. Welcome, Linda.
Thank you, my dearest ever friend, poet, grandmaster, all that stuff, and making everything, making a path. Thank you, Spring Rights, for having this possible. And I'm just, I'm trying to get my breath back from that last reading. That was everything right there. So I'm going to read a few poems from a different things. I'll throw up a cover because I like show and tell, just saying. So this first piece comes from Dark Duet, and it's called When Interior Light Becomes Bright, and it's for Eartha Kitt. Hard as nails, soft as a kitten, spinning karmic justice in a league of your own, who didn't want to be you, with you, to be bad, to be old-fashioned. That little urchin from the Southern Galactic Center spinning lyrical images, coffee olay vapors strewn through diverse swirling arms. External galaxies listen. The unquestioning star crawling cat leg from one orbit to another. Blue angels rendezvous at doorsteps glittering and bright. Kadasara waits patiently for revelation in your throat. Your star shines wistful in new facings. Even self-mocked alpha clouds couldn't resist your pull. Gravity ain't got nothing on you. Bending dark light through cooing falsetto, your tremor sharp, distinct, experimenting with verbal distortions. Distant quasar spectra vibrate. Red shifting with gritty geographic geometry. Even gone, you are still here. Your light brilliantly visible, sound waves undulating out to the nebulas, finally dancing still in the starlight, dark against light. So that's for Eartha. So the next piece, which I kind of wish I had our previous reader doing, because it needed to be read like music, and I'm not that, so I'm gonna do what I can do about it. Okay, it comes from Everything Endless. It's reprinted here, which is what won the Stoker, first Stoker for a Black poet in that category, my Jamal Hodge. So this one is called Alien Blues. The day I came to earth, my soul was low, though you didn't think I have one. Looking for a song for my people, I was so low and you shot me down. My planet gone, I want a song for my people, a riff for a lost planet, but one dark night at the crossroads to the universe, you shot me down. Oh, I want to go home, but there's no sweet home, just stardust drifting like the holes in my spaceship after you shot me down. Alien Blues. I guess somebody can do some music with that one. But I did enjoy it. So the next two, which will be the last things I'm going to read, are one's a poem version and one's a spell version. And it's from Cosmic Underground. And they asked me to write a spell for them. So I wrote a spell from the poem. So you know how that goes. You can't help yourself when you do that stuff. Just saying. Okay, so I'm going to read the poem first, since that's the one that came, and then the spell last, because we all need a good spell. Okay, here we go, the poem. The Black Speculative Art Manifesto, poem version. Orders of future past calls to now, to release doubt. Iris wide open, eyes all pupils, allow dark matter in. There is no time. There is no time for denial, for retreat. The bleached bones of past cruelty hold stardust from trillions of galaxies. Soul's eyes wide open see photons decoupling from the first recombined epic to now. The new macro, micro, cosmic epic, red shifted from extreme reclamation, red beaten from imagined immortality, born from the alchemy of the Black imagination. Ascension bred into genes, programmed to de-radicalize this earth, delocate the matrix from human spirit, race, to neo-hue expansion, both absent and absorption of light reflects no limit on future visibility. Now, compelling, assembling, unveiling, magic plus science equals multi-dimensional, multi-digital realism, multi-digital fantasy. So that's the poem. Thank you. I'm going to read the spell. I read it again today because I take spells very serious, so I don't play with a spell whether I wrote it or not. This is for today. And it's called the Black Speculative Art Manifesto spell version. Birth waters of the future, birth waters of the past, calls to stardust in your bones, calls to all the lives you own and the ones you don't. Photons decoupling from the first epoch to now. New macro, micro, cosmic epoch make a vow to redshift from extreme reclamation, red beaten from immortal imagination, born from the alchemy of the Black. De-radicalize this earth, delocate the matrix, ascend from human race, split to neon, nuon, hue, expansion, orbit. Let absence of light reflect no limit. Let absorption of light compel no limit. For all the magic, for all the science, open pathways to multi-fantasy, open dimensions through technography. So mote it be. That's me. Thank you.
Mm, 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 mm. Y'all, we need to do this another way, another day, so we can just keep talking. Because Linda, did I not write a spell for today and looked at it and said, I gotta it's here. I'm not gonna read it because I was like, it's too wild. You gotta test the spell. And when you said it, I'm like, are you channeling? You are channeling. We are so connected. Oh, my heart. Oh, sister. Thank you. Thank you. Because I felt that need and you did it. And so now it's done. That it be done. Make it so. Make
So
it
mote it
so.
be. So mote
Deliver,
it be.
deliver the word. Deliver the word. Make it heard. Deliver the word. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Whoa. Y'all. This is such joy inside my tears to be here with you all. And I guess I'm next. So I've got 4 poems, and this first one is from my new collection, which I hope everyone will go get, called Telepath. Thank you so much, Linda darling, for holding it up, because since I've got this virtual background, you wouldn't see it. I'm very excited about the collection, but okay, here's 2 poems from that and then 2 other poems. Guessing weight. The carny can't guess my weight. He is a native used to looking at white people. He does not know my dark density. No number can express what I am packed with. Besides, there is my face looking 20 years younger than the calendar predicts, telling him that he won't and can't ever know. He grins, defiant, already seduced and wrong. These generations and generations of self upon self, these are heavy bones. Even if I move lightly, dodge tackles down the field, split to the floor, bike, sprint, swim, generations of water crossers, island folk, weight bearers spin within. He looked in my eyes and was hypnotized by my transparency. He fails, and I win a big fluffy beer that I give to a niece. Guessing weight. This next poem won the Ignite Award in 2024, and it's also in Telepath. My mother, she ate me. And there's one word that, since you can't go look it up, I will tell you what it means. It's therianthropic. Therianthropic. And therianthropic is shape shifting. My mother, she ate me. Our mother was always eating us. She ate me. She ate all her babies, she said proudly. Through her we came, and to her we might return in bits. She made us and would tell me, I brought you into this world and I can take you out of it. One of her many threats, like wipe that smile off your face, watch your mouth, fix your face, which was hard to do having been bitten, but good therianthropic training for my shape-shifting future. I had a father too. He could fix many things, and my face. He was brave and would do this while she was looking, but not so she could see. Would tell me in my head, it's okay, baby. I got you. Holding a buffer pattern of my original whole so I could be reconstituted and transmitted forward. My mother, she ate me. We lost a incredible creator, and recently, Sonny Rollins. I love jazz. Jazz was one of my religions, but it occurs to me that in this context, I will read you instead a poem about Sun Ra. I met him, you know, that time before we began to live forever. Oh, yes, we've always lived forever. We just didn't know that we did. We did. We do. He knew then, and we know now, and didn't know we knew or could know. So this is how he riffed on cosmic channeling possibilities always, daily dosing the dozens, ever building the ark, ever providing vessel and refuge, ever transcribing our oral passage, progressive transcendence, doing the do of what must be done, wetting the work of wonder, wielding and welding the wander, affixing star paths, mapping the magic, manifesting mystery, creating canon, inscribing young traditions in our soul cores, conceiving concupiscible chords recorded to resurrect what was forgotten in the live forever, signaling our split selves to rise up and descend to meet each our own other. When I met him, he smiled into me. So my singularity was not lonely at that station, my signal sending supported by his emanations. After we heard Sun Ra and the orchestra, we sang in the subway from planet to planet, resonating off the tiles, echoing the song he taught us. Do, 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 from planet to planet. Do, 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 from planet to planet. We chanted and warbled, bringing the above to the below, to echo in the city's veins, to be carried by its moving trains, planet to planet, so we would remember to find again the way from before to after, through the tears and disasters, to ever loving, ever living laughter. To Saturn he returns, path making paved with empowered possibilities, volumes of prophesying incandescence, his discipline ceaseless wayfinding outpourings. From whence he came, he went from planet to planet. Sun Ra. Okay, my last poem. I never know whether to share notes before or after. I'm going to share notes before because this next poem is in the form called Pantoum, which I love for its braided song-like structure. The Parliament Funkadelics performed at my college in the 1970s, obtained by the now gone wondrous Dusty Fox Jackson from Jersey, an Army vet who was a revolutionary hypnotist incarnate, and a group of we who were the first class of women and the first class of Black women at a place called Williams College, housed them in our joint suite of connected living rooms dubbed the Fox Suite. In 1973, I got to hang out with the Funkadelics. There are other cultural references and colloquialisms in this poem. Window pane being a primary code clue for those of you who may know. Good, I'm glad someone does. Our spaceways. Our spaceways. Oh, and this is in the collection Space Funk by the incredible Milton Davis. This man does a million zillion things, but my last poem, Our Spaceways. Tasting pale maggots in the mind of the universe, we choose an altered inner outer way to fly. Window pane opened views to multiplicities diverse, summoned dimension ships, tuned to our kind. We choose an altered inner outer way to fly, danced an invocating ancestral spiral dance, summoned dimension ships, tuned to our kind, called down the upstairs, sung up through trance, danced an invocating ancestral spiral dance, remembered from ancient African encoding, called down the upstairs, sung up through trance, riding light spaceways as vessels unfolding, remembered from ancient African encoding, our makers placed their spiral call within, riding rogue spaceways as vessels unfolding. See cosmic crowded dance floors we manifest in, Our makers place their spiral call within, synchronic sounds, blue rhythms of return. See, those cosmic, crowded dance floors we manifest in, leaving these flesh shells behind, no more to yearn. Synchronic sounds, blue rhythm of return, black Orphic circling, plucks energy strings, leaving these soft shells behind, no more to yearn. Purple rain perfumes our departing wings. Thank you for listening. And next up is Pop, a mystery soul sax. Papa Mystery Soul Sax is a sculptor whose interdisciplinary practice is anchored in poetry and wordplay. He was born and raised in Brooklyn, received a BFA from Cooper Union and an MFA from Yale. He is a Guggenheim Fellow, a NIFA Fellow, and recently received a fellowship from Bronx Council on the Arts, the borough where he now lives, works, creates. Papa Mystery Soul Sax. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Akua. Such a pleasure to be here. You know, it's an honor to speak with the other speakers. All of y'all have had such amazing contributions. I want to thank my ancestors. I want to thank the Lenape people, the original people of the Bronx, the original nation. I'm just very happy to share with you some of my work. This first piece that I'm going to share with you is for my soul saints. My soul saints, my soul's inner saints are a Juneteenth masquerade crew comprised of civil rights leaders who I've synchronized with Orisha. And in this particular case, I took a song for Batala and I translated it into English using my soul saints as an example of Obatala's characteristics. Souls ain't Duke elegance swings soul's way. Souls ain't Duke elegance swings soul's way. So school seeing tests always finds a way to illuminate the day. Duke elegance a bottle of spirit in the Cotton Club. Thurgood Marshall's a bottle of spirit in the Supreme Court. Paul Robeson's a bottle of spirit in the United Nations. A bottle of spirit's a nation towards compassionate imagination. Popular Papa, O bottle of spirit speaks in so space age stone, like so Zaint, so scientist, Einstein von Zeit, the rock of ages, found so space age stone, is time space continuum, also the immovable rock of ages, and it's the only rock that don't fall. Still Papa, it gathers no moss. Popular Papa. This is a piece that I did talking about the characteristics of the 16 Odu, which are the spaces, the scenarios, the facets of reality, and the Orisha that live within them. Eshua Legba says that no matter when you die, you chose to be an ancient child, and that is the nature of reality. All that you experienced is from the path that you chose to walk. Oshumari says that no matter when you die, you didn't because you chose to be as I am, and that is the nature of reality. All that you experienced is one experience, expressed as many. Ochosi says that no matter when you die, you chose to see what you have seen, and that is the nature of reality. All that you experience is what you saw and trapped in your soul. Osun Ozine says that no matter when you die, it is because you chose good health or you would not have survived. And that is the nature of reality. All that you experience is pains that were soothed by the leaves and the time you consumed. Oshun says that no matter when you die, you chose to live, and that is the only true wealth, and that is the nature of reality. All that you experienced is sourced from the society that sprung from the great outdoors. Chango says that no matter when you die, you chose to always be what you were before you were born, and that is the nature of reality. All that you experience is the eternal flow of electricity. Yemaya says no matter when you die, you chose her salty waters passed down from fishes to parents to you, so your tomb will be her womb, and that is the nature of reality. All that you experience is the flow of salty waters, of blood, sweat, and tears. Obatala says that no matter when you die, you chose for me to form you perfectly and bless you with a multitude of presents in my presence. And that is the nature of reality. All that you experience is what you were formed to experience. Oya says that no matter when you die, you chose to fuel your life and voice by catching and freeing her spirit till you couldn't catch Oya no more. Then Oya's wings free you from your soul and your skull. So finally, there is a freedom, and that is the nature of reality. All that you experienced was life in her womb since you were born in her air. Orunmila says that no matter when you die, your death's timing was as certain as the timing of your conception, and that is the nature of reality. All that you experience is always written in the Rock of Ages. Dada and Oko says that no matter when you die, you chose to be what was necessary for reality to survive. And that is the nature of reality. All that you experience is what grew around you and what grew from you. Ogun says, no matter when you die, you chose what you did, and that is the nature of reality. All that you experience is what you've done to be who you are. Babalu says that no matter when you die, you chose to be born on earth, which is where you will always be. The earth is the nature of reality. All that you experienced was the survival that taught you to survive. Nana Baruku says no matter when you die, you chose to die to pay for the deaths that nourished you, and that is the nature of reality. All that you experience is injustice creating justice. Olokun Yewa says that no matter when you die, you cannot choose to escape the depths of your existence, and that is the nature of reality. All that you experience is unfathomable to anyone other than you. A Gungun says that no matter when you die, you chose to remain hidden forever with the ancestors in the present, and that is the nature of reality. All that you experience is living in those who have experienced you. Oda Damari says, those who know the nature of reality do not die like those who do not know. All that you experience is the flow of eternity from the source of creation to which we all return. This is a sextina that I wrote for Chango. Soul sextina for Chango. The name of good God Almighty to me is Chango. All roads lead to the Lord, and Chango is my road. The electricity flowing in me is how I get up and go. I'm Soul Zax, the axe that swung by Chango's soul. I swing to the same energy that makes lightning fall. My words light minds like lightning in the dark, I'm told. At birth, I had a full head of hair, I'm told. It was never cut, but neatly cornrowed, like Chongo. The African Emperor Cornrow repped a mind that don't fall. Creativity woven into the mind that navigates life's road. I didn't make the road or the reasons that move my soul. I just know that this is the trek where I must boldly go. In Yoruba, the word for lightning is go. Cha means to choose or capture over and over, I'm told. By now, you know I got that cha 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 in my soul. I chose to capture lightning over and over from Chongo. My mind and body moved like a hydroplaning car on the road. Bottomless cliffs on both sides, still I drive like I won't fall. Chongo is the emperor that did not hang or fall, an emperor that relied on strategy like the game Go. The emperor's name became the name for the road, but the nature angel Chongo is far older, I'm told. The explosive flow of energy at the Big Bang was Chongo, and all of creation is a road through Chongo's soul. There are many roads that will call your soul. Remember, on whichever road you fall, the fact that you have the energy to go is Chongo. We are all nanomachines that need electricity to go, just like the atmosphere needs lightning, I'm told. Without lightning, wouldn't even be on the road. We all move along our ancestral legacy, the road. The road you walk has never been seen by another soul, though the view is very similar, I'm told. In the end, it is the road that we all shall fall. Even when my nanomachines don't get up and go no more, my unique energy will still flow through the soul of Chongo. The lightning fall, I'm told, traces the road of the soul that chose to go the path of least resistance, like Chongo. This is a poem I did celebrating the ways in which the Yoruba, particularly in Benin bronzes and ceramic work, and in traditional items, seem to predict so many of our modern tools. Um, this goes, my great grands that are apparent to me apparently could see me in soul's age across the seas of centuries. My great grands that are apparent to me apparently could see my call would be on the mic before there was a mic and before they knew my call. My great grands that are apparent to me apparently could see the force of gravity. They called it a shoe. It is the force that pulls things into balls. They knew it's the reason why all things fall. My great grands that are apparent to me apparently could see evolution, the force that creates living diversity. They knew humanity is the children of the fishes of the sea. I'll show you a Bini king sitting on a commode. It's a brass sculpture from 1,000 years ago. I'll show you a Chongo priest holding a gourd shaped like a microphone that is used like a microphone, and in the sculpture done when Napoleon was still on the throne. I've shown you with direct translations that prove concepts like evolution and gravitation were common knowledge in classic Yoruba civilization. My great grands that are apparent to me apparently could see the only way to make soul's age and me come to be was to sell their children into centuries of slavery. Soul's age, with all its freedom and technology, was made a reality by the sacrifices my great grands apparently made for me. I salute and thank all souls elect great grands that are apparent to me and have apparently prepared me for the reality that reality is prepared for me. Um, Let me see here. I think I want to continue with the piece that I did for Otis Redding. I celebrate him as my soul saint, so sought this red thing. And it's about the desire, the hot desire of love and sexuality, passion, the promise of it, and the inevitable disillusionment of it. It's a caustic poem. I gotta thank Ms. Akua for sharing with me that form. It inspired me to create this poem. Acrostic poem is the same words up and down as it is across. It's also power square. Boot, auto, autus, toss. Foot, auto, foot, autus, toss. Coot, autus, toss. Root, autus, toss. Hoot, autus, toss. Hoot, autus, toss. Loot, autus, toss. Moot, otis, toss. Soot, otis, toss. Looking for whether I want to share one more with you before I move on here. I'll share the alleged. The alleged African man's got a so-called mojo hand. It clinches wishes till they're issues and presses issues till they're issued as federal laws and commands. The alleged African man's got a so-called game plan that makes something from nothing in order to get something from nothing. The alleged American sister's hair's got so-called dream catchers for her night terrors and a so-called dream weave her as a fortune tell her. The alleged African woman's got a so-called money multiplying midden that takes seed money and flips it like a pussy cat multiplying kittens. The alleged African woman's got a so-called banana belt to satiate the fiends that maintain her issues. The alleged American man's got a so-called American seagull feather to remind him his ego is not God's ego. The alleged American man's got a so-called quiver of American sorrows to remind him that everybody's ego is God's ego. The alleged American man peoples stands on Soul's age because Soul's age understands and cools La Raza's rage. The alleged African peoples got a shoe for a leg war where Soul swears warriors move the force like Star Wars. The alleged African American peoples got a feathered rainbow that is used to get all of humanity over. Andy Warhol is an alleged African American. John Brown is an alleged African American. Einstein is an alleged African American. Soul's heads, Soul's words is an alleged solution to the tough stuff that hurts your head, but I have to say alleged till some seeing tests proves all Soul said. Thanks a lot, y'all.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. I love that last bit of reference. I caught the banana belt. I love the Otis Redding. And I so want to hear again and read again all the manifestations of reality, our understandings and lack of understandings. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mm. Up from some dirt is a speculative poet and visual artist residing in Lexington, Kentucky. He's the author of 4 full-length collections of poetry, deifying a total darkness, to emit teal. Love that wordplay, like we just heard also. The second stop is Jupiter, and the shoes of the fisherman's wife. Brother Dirt is also the illustrator of Frank X. Walker's list book. A is for Afrolatia, the grand prize winner of the 2023 Black Authors Matter Children's Book Awards. And there's a new book. He'll tell us about it. Yes, yes. Welcome, Up From Some Dirt.
I'm gonna do my best. First of all, thank y'all. Thanks, Spring Rights and Akua. It was a wonderful opportunity. I'll do my best. We watch grandkids about 3 days a week, so we stay sick in this house, you know. So I got a little fever and very sore throat, so I'm gonna try my best to get through this. I think I'm going to read 3 poems. The first one is from the second stop is Jupiter. When I was ready, I'll throw this switch. And then the other 2, maybe a third after that, from the work in progress, We the Umbra, which I just officially finished yesterday and we'll start sending out, submitting it for possible publication tomorrow. So when all is ready, I throw this switch. I'm what they call a galologist, means one who adds pretense to parable. Sentence structure is my baton, twirling iams and tossing vintage wisdoms high into the air, caught like a wish behind the altar of head with a profuse tongue. I snatch science from the nonplussed like a dead language, but I don't rely on hope. I'm a supplicant surgeon, and there's no mendicancy to this mysticism. I don't deal in lack of faith or lack in skill. I'm dope shit for real, player. Believe that. My portfolio, a new age mojo bag, a kind of juju synthesis, and the headline on my nation sack says, "Born under a bad moon by profession." The apothecary of my lips, blue and green. Contract is void if seal is broken. My sinuous slang slays a bull. Each poem pulls in a puddle of blood, a coagulated colloquialism where breath is facsimile for afterbirth. There are calories in my excrement, my physical word, all oxtails and onyx, and there's infinity, if not indincra, in my bottom line. Poet writs a white collar, is a blue collared worker, is a black hollerer, a barking hyacinth, and because my butterflies are prone to bite, my fabulism warrants a fine print. Caution, black poet conjures on the closed course. Please don't try this shit at home. And this next work is from, excuse me, We the Umbra, the new work in progress. More Than Mud, or Oren Miller creates the American Wallow, aka the African American. And this is the first time I've read these out loud, so bear with me. They might need some tweaking and some editing still. Why want to move? Asked Oren Miller, kicking at a body of bones, fast and tight with rings of long green leaves, its small bouldering head softly shouldered by reeds and grass with balls of brass for hinges. Once it walks, I will give it rhythm and all the wisdom of the ages. Oren Miller kicks at a body of bones. Chukwu, elbow atop hand and chin in palm. Remain calm, my dear friend. Extol patience. The sagacious holds the shape of your hands, and there exists no mold hidden from us. Oramilla kicks a body of bones, rolls it to the river and cakes it in mud. Eshu suggests perhaps it is broken. Send it to America, I say, where defectiveness is a virtue. You say that for everything, and it is far from defective. It remains reflective of its maker, like a lowering mirror devoid of care and polish. More precisely, it's simply unactivated. Oren Miller kicks the body of sticks and bones. It is spiritually exogenous, Chuck Woo explains. Tinfoil for a soul, no wonder. Oren Miller kick, and please stop kicking it. Yes, it's so, wrapped with foreign foils, and why I ever let a shoe talk me into this use of high fructose corn syrup, table salt, and red dye number 5, I'll never know. Should it live, we'll let it approach such poisons on its own. Tosses aside those ailments. Beneath its ribs, a Vespa chignon, its new head, a bottle gourd, brimmed by the gods with 1,000 calories and 1,000 teeth. The lifeless charbacon layered in souffle of mire and tar and honey to shine, even when eclipsed in absorbing darkness. Its skull of culls glows a hoary blue. Hip hip kiao. Oramilla kicks a body of bones. Old gourd head, you are more than mud, so arise and be. Arise and be everything, a body unbound, no boundary to your being. Chukwu, astounded, stood. Eshu shook, astonished. Even the ghost of Queen Ndate Yalo Mboge herself rose to its feet, shouting in unison. Its eyes, how wide they've opened in full moonness. The night poem chirping in its bellow of lungs. And with our hands upon its belly, you can feel its stripe gearing up. The prone, sown with sun, cheered forward by its pantheon, becomes a people's dawning fountainhead. The seabed for incipient morn. Its fawn knees, its swan feet, etched in dirt and wrenched from wretched earth, debauched and uncinched, unflinching, this kicking volley of wry black bones. And this last poem, probably. The House and Field Negro Digest presents the Trick Bag Blues. We ought to argue more. I mean, we love to lyric and hang spells, stealing silver from mirror for the pre-dawn divinations of Black enunciation. We, the umbra. We are motes of dust dancing under moonlight. Our lux oblations lay at the feet of Black altar, the soot and the ooze of us. At the crossroad, we bury self, tear to zero, tear to aught. So when the devil comes to collect the soul, he shudders at our sight. I'm sorry, nervous tick, he'll say. Heck, y'all, I've mistaken you for another. But no, dear sweet scratch, too late now to blame soul snatching, cupidity on failing cataracts, binding obligation with blinded transactions in blood. For how many centuries has oppression been one-sided until your hand-me-downs became our heirloom? How could avarice not become abacus for the stolen African as he calculates modern myth from the oars of ancient algebra? The blood oath act sealed as constitutional parable and carved into the handle of the axe of Ogun. Elegba's unquestionable equations made equator for spirit. And this is how Black people rise into power, as promised our parents, their, there and there and there. The night that silhouettes itself. The sinewy shadow turned masthead. We're sorry that you're sorrowed, but that's how phantasmagoria works. It rises and it falls. So twinkle, twinkle, little czar. You made whiteness a writ. How could it not become your warrant for arrest? No fingers crossed, no recounts, no take backsies, no do-overs. But if it comforts, then consider this too a no-knock. Idle nations sack, Eshu's otter cloaks our tongue, colossal shadows crake. And I would like to thank y'all for having me tonight.
Mm,
All of y'all are wonderful.
Spirit raising, spirit raising. Thank you. Thank you all for delivering the word. You delivered the word. Oh, my heart is so full with joy. I rejoice. Thank you for the freedom word. Thank you for pointing the path. Thank you for paving the way. Someone wrote about going to run out and point with laser fingers at the sky. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you who listened, who held space for us, who joined us in connecting. Thank you, Robin and Spring Rights, for hosting us. Happy Juneteenth. Peace and blessings to you all.